Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing why walking away attracts your ex. I provide audio coaching for breakup recovery, trying to get an ex back, attracting someone new, and life coaching. Visit www.dateme.tips for more details. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast. And today we are discussing why walking away attracts your ex. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back, you might hear people suggest that you should walk away to try and get them back. But how could this possibly work? In today's podcast, I'll be discussing 3 reasons why I believe walking away will attract your ex. So let's get straight into this, and point number 1 is you are respecting yourself. So if we're trying to get an ex back, you need your ex to respect you. But you can't expect your ex to respect you if you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, you will be behaving in a certain way, i.e., you will be likely behaving in a needy, desperate, and undeserving of love way. You need to deserve love by showcasing you deserve love. And you don't deserve love if you act like you don't deserve love. And the way you act like you don't deserve love is if you behave in a way where you need to beg for it. So you need to remove the begging, you need to remove the pleading, you need to remove the behaviour that somebody would be showcasing if they chase their ex. So what is the opposite of chasing your ex? Well, it's walking away. So if you want to respect yourself, if you want to showcase your growing value, then you need to be walking away to do this. Because if you don't walk away, then you will be going towards your ex. And if you're going towards your ex, then you're not listening to their decision to end the relationship. You're not showcasing yourself as somebody who can move forward on their own path. You're looking desperate. You're looking needy. You're perhaps looking jealous. You are not showcasing value. Instead, you're showcasing somebody who doesn't respect themselves. You don't respect yourself if you're begging, if you're pleading, if you don't think you can find somebody better than somebody who ended your relationship. You can find better. You know, if you don't get your ex back, you can and will find a better person to be in a relationship with. And if I believe in you, why don't you believe in yourself? And this is where the respect comes in. You need to respect yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to grow your value, and you need to grow your self-esteem and confidence. And this is why point number 1 is so important. When we ask ourselves the question, why does walking away attract an ex? Well, it's because, like I've just said, it showcases the value. It showcases that you believe that if they don't want to be with you, that's fine, because you will find somebody even better. And this is why you're going to be living your life for you. You're going to be focusing on your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. This isn't about your ex. This is about you moving forward to become a version 2.0 of yourself. And you showcase respect by walking away. Somebody ends a relationship, you say your piece. If they still say they want to end the relationship, you say, okay, if you ever want to speak again, let me know. Good luck in the future. And you go on your own path. Respect yourself, and your ex will eventually get to the stage of likely respecting you. If you chase your ex, they are very unlikely to respect you in a romantic sense, because you are suggesting that you can't be happy without them. You are suggesting that they are better than you. You are suggesting that you're only half the person without them completing you. Sometimes people say lines and phrases such as you complete me. Well, if you are telling somebody that they complete you, then you are suggesting that you're only half a person without them. You're not a complete person. You're not respecting yourself. You're not believing in yourself. You don't have the self-esteem or the confidence to move forward on your own path. If you want to try to get your ex back, you must respect yourself, and that's one of the key reasons why walking away can attract your ex. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast about why walking away attracts your ex. And point number 2 is you are rejecting their subconscious. So what exactly does that mean? Well, let me explain my theory of when somebody becomes a dumper. Somebody becomes a dumper during the relationship for one of many potential reasons. Unfortunately for you, the dumpee, your soon-to-be dumper will be losing romantic emotional attraction for you. And as this attraction level drops, it will unfortunately hit the necessary low point where they action the breakup. At that moment, at that point in time, your now ex-dumper wants to go forward on their own path. And they want to live their life in a way that they believe is going to be more fulfilling and satisfying than the relationship that you two were in. So at this moment in time, they end the relationship and they do not want you to be part of their romantic journey. That's why they've ended the relationship. So consciously, they don't want you a part of their life in a romantic sense right now, maybe in no way at all. However, subconsciously, they're going to be expecting you to chase them. So it's a bit of an enigma to get your head round, but consciously, a dumper does not want you as part of their life journey right now. However, subconsciously, they're expecting you to want to be a part of a connection with them. So if you were to chase your ex, consciously, they're going to likely be frustrated, they're likely to be upset, it's very unlikely to help your cause of getting them back, because they're going to be thinking, you're not listening to me, I'm done, I don't want to be in a relationship with you right now. They might even say they don't want to ever be in a relationship with you. They might even say that they don't ever want to speak with you again. Of course, this is in the moment and isn't necessarily what we're going to be feeling in the weeks, months, or even later than that into the years later. However, we're focusing on the subconscious right now because consciously they might be saying these things, don't come near me, I don't want to talk to you. And look, that's right, that's true. This isn't going to help you get your ex back most of the time. But subconsciously, they are expecting you to chase them. They are expecting you to push them onto that pedestal. They are expecting you to reaffirm their value as the higher valued person within your connection. In point number 1, I was saying that you need to grow your value. And that's because as a dumpee, unfortunately, you are the low value person in the connection. So your ex-dumper is the higher value person and they are put there by your desire for them. So although consciously they don't want you to be part of their life right now, subconsciously they're expecting you to be treating them like a king or a queen. They're expecting you to need them, to want them, to be desperate for them. So if you don't reaffirm their value, and the way you would make sure you're not reaffirming their value is if you're not part of their life and therefore you're walking away. If you walk away, then you are in essence going to be rejecting their subconscious, because consciously they want you to stay away right now, but subconsciously they expect you to be there pushing them up onto their throne. Okay, but what happens then? Well, rejection breeds obsession. And you should know this. You've been rejected when you were dumped. You were rejected, and now you feel obsessive towards your ex-dumper. So if subconsciously your ex-dumper is expecting you to chase them, and you don't, then you are rejecting their subconscious. And rejection breeds obsession. So if you want to try to get your ex back, one of the reasons why walking away can attract your ex is because you are rejecting their subconscious. There is nothing more attractive than rejection, because subconsciously they're going to be expecting you to be wanting to be with them. And if you don't do this, if you show yourself as somebody who is now disinterested in what they have to offer by focusing on your own journey, walking away, if you do this, you are removing that safety net. You're no longer going to be there for them if they want to turn around and actually say to themselves, look, I've made a mistake, maybe we can get back together. When they realise their safety net isn't there, they're actually going to want you more than if they felt the safety net was in place. If they believe you're just round the corner, physically, metaphorically, there for them, well, they're going to live their life the way they want to. And if for whatever reason they want to check back in with you, they know you're going to be there. They're not going to be particularly worried or particularly bothered. However, if you reject their subconscious, then they're going to start thinking, well, where's my ex-dumpee going? They don't seem to be there for me anymore. And even though they don't actually want you to chase them consciously, subconsciously, they're surprised you haven't. There is nothing more attractive than rejection. And this is why you can start to regrow romantic emotional attraction in your ex-dumper's mind by walking away. They've started to grow additional romantic emotional attraction in your mind towards them when they dumped you. You actually want your ex-dumper more now than when you were in a relationship. You might not believe that, but honestly, if you think about it logically and really give it the thought that it deserves, you will recognize that you want them more now than when you were actually together. And this is because they've rejected you. It is something which unfortunately really plays into the human mindset. Now, if you would like support and guidance on how to increase the chance of getting your ex back, if you want one-on-one support regarding your unique situation, then you may want to consider my audio coaching service, where me and you can speak one-on-one about your unique specific situation. Go to my website, www.dateme.tips, for more information about how I can become your coach and your teammate via my audio coaching service. So now let's get into point number 3 and my final point of today's podcast, about why walking away attracts your ex. And point number 3 is walking away creates an opportunity for social proofing. So if you sit at home alone, you can't generate social proofing. And you might be thinking, well, what is social proofing? Well, social proofing is the theory and the concept that the opinions of others showcase a certain situation. So let's break this down. What I mean by this in regards of a breakup is if you have people who are interested in spending time with you, whether this is platonic, whether this is romantic, and your ex-dumper was to find out about this, there is social proofing that you are somebody that others want to spend time with. So whether or not this is just a platonic situation, your ex-dumper doesn't know this. If your ex-dumper sees on social media, if your ex-dumper hears from friends of friends, if your ex-dumper actually sees you out with groups of other people, maybe this is in person, maybe this is photos, if they see you with somebody else or other people in a general sense, they will see that you are popular. They will see that others want to spend time with you. They might consider that you might actually be on a date. Now, whether you are or you aren't, whatever the situation you find yourself in, social proofing is very important, because you need to showcase yourself as a dateable individual. And you certainly can't prove yourself to be a dateable individual if you sit at home alone. Whether or not the people you're with is actually romantic is almost beside the point. Just showing you're somebody that others want to spend time with is a really positive move. For whatever reason, your ex-dumper lost romantic emotional attraction. At the time of a breakup, they did not see you as a dateable option. You need to show yourself as a dateable option by having other people want to spend time with you. That is social proofing, the proof that other people in social situations believe in you, like you, want to be with you, and therefore, theoretically, you must be a good option. Your ex-dumper will be thinking subconsciously, if these other people want to be with my ex, maybe I made a big mistake. If they want to be with my ex, then why don't I? If this attractive person seems to be spending time with my ex, then why aren't I? Your ex-dumper might actually feel that somebody you are with are more attractive than them. You might be thinking, well, this person's really attractive and they want to be with my dumpee, but I didn't. Have I made a big mistake? I'm single right now. My dumpee's spending time with all of these other people. They seem to be having fun. They seem to be attractive. What's going on here? They're having the time of their life. I don't feel that I'm doing particularly well. I'm still single. I don't know if my dumpee is or isn't. This is social proofing. And the only way to showcase and actually have an opportunity for social proofing is by walking away, focusing on your own life and making new connections. You can't do this if you sit at home. You can't do this if you're thinking about your ex 24/7, texting them periodically and waiting around hoping to get back together. You can't do this unless you walk away. You must walk away to live your life, to do your thing, to make new connections, to generate an opportunity to spend time with different people for your ex to find out about one way or the other and create an opportunity for social proofing. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.